Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Smart Life Club. I am Vicki Helm. It's so nice to have you here. This is the Coffee Break Show. I'm so glad you joined us. Listen, if you're new to the Coffee Break Show, we share inspiration and insights, and we talk together, and then we go back to our normal day, but we keep you informed, and it's great to take a break together. And so that's what we do. If you're watching the replay, do me a favor when you're watching the replay. If you could put down in the comments #replay, that would be great for me. Now, if you're on YouTube, welcome. We're new to YouTube. And what I would love is if you hit the like button and the notification button. And if you're one of our fans, do me a favor and start a watch party for us. And we will welcome you to today's topic for the Smart Life Club. Good morning, everyone. It's so nice to see you on. I'm Vicki Helm. Today, the last week we've been talking about the new year. The new year that's coming, that is on our way, that we're heading past because it's a new decade. It's not just a new year. Good morning. Good morning. Nice to see you, Karen and Robin. Good morning to you both. It's not just a new year. It's a new decade. And this is a very important decade. It is the decade of extreme change. It's going to be big transformation, both in technology and how we work and how we live and how we play and how we do everything. One of the great things, though, that I want to say that has happened over this last decade that we don't celebrate or we don't look at or we don't acknowledge. And today I want to talk about that piece of it. And it's called the longevity economy. So longevity is gotten so big right now. And yes, we have illnesses on the planet. Yes, we have really toxic areas and we have pollutive areas. But right now, we have the best medicine. Listen, I see you guys onboarding. Do me a favor, put your name down below or put your name over here so I can say hi to you and see how you're doing. Welcome to the Smart Life Club. I see you bolting on. I want to make sure you guys can hear me okay. We just got done with some technical issues in the house, fixing everything. So I want to make sure I can be seen and heard correctly. Barb, nice to see you on. Thank you. Watching from phones with your fur babies. And by the way, I just want to tell you, Barb's fur babies are wicked cute. They are just adorable. And so if you could give me a feedback and just say, yeah, we hear you fine. In the longevity community, in the longevity piece, we've gotten to the point where we have studied human health. I'm so enjoying the progress of the fur babies. Yes, you are. You sound great. Thank you. So what I want to be able to talk about today is how to keep your longevity there. We have some of the most incredible, miraculous medicine happening in the world right now. Both, I know there's a lot of people who are like, the opioid epidemic, and people get upset about prescription medication and things like that. But we have some of the top medicine we've ever had on the planet. But we also have the top preventative medicine, an understanding of preventative wellness, that we get wellness to the point where longevity is a form of quality of life. It's not just, hey, we're on here and now we take all this stuff. There is a link that people have found between what you're eating, when you're eating it, how much exercise you get, what's the best type of exercise at any stage in your life, how to save your joints, how to make your body better. And good morning, Brandon. Nice to see you on, buddy. I'm glad you're with us today. And all of these things that happen right now, these are miraculous times to be alive. And what I want to say to everybody is, right now, the earth has issues. I get it. It has issues, but it also has opportunity. And when we take a look at living smart, we want to live intelligently, and taking a look at the opportunities that we can take a hold of and use for ourselves. And so, yes, we do have issues, but we have opportunities that we can take care of. And in the longevity economy, one of them isn't just that we're getting older, it's the quality of life that happened. It's a quality of life that is, there in the 50s, 65 was old. Now 100 is old. And that longevity is just getting started. So people are like, wow, I'm 50. Well, you technically have 50 more years of living and doing and greeting. Don't let your mind say, oh, I'm old yet. Get out there, do your thing. So what is it that I do? Well, I'd love to say I do it, but I have a really, really incredible partner, and vegetables, both the kind in juice and on the plate and things like that, are always there. Fresh fruit, fresh vegetables. Happy Taco Tuesday from Robert Stern. Are you recovering, my friend? You recovering from your daughter's party? Nice to see you on board, Robert. Thank you for being here. So what happens is, when you get to a point where you are asking yourself, if longevity is here, what kind of quality of life do you want? What kind of quality of life and health do you want? And so that for me was a big question. What kind of quality of life do I want? Well, I want to be able to go outside and play. I want to have my free time. I'm not one of those things and stuff people. If I buy stuff, it's the stuff that I'm going to use for eons. And so, like, I bought my bike, and I'll have my bike for years and years and years and years. And that's the quality of life I like. And if you have something like a kayak or something and you're in the water, go outside and play. You're 50. You're not 500. You're 50. You're 40. You're 45. Go outside and play. You're still got that little kid inside of you who wants to have quality of life. Let's see what we got over here. Brandon says, it is possible that Earth as a planet is getting karma on us for all the industrialization and destruction we're dishing out. That's an interesting idea, Brandon. That is interesting. But what I think it is definitely a mirror. It's a mirror of what we've done. Hey, Stephen, nice to see you on, my buddy. So yeah, when we get a mirror of what's happening in the world, we want to not just go, oh my God, look at everything that's falling apart. Look how great things are. Surgery right now, we have, we have emergency medical people that are in your house within minutes. We have surgery teams and things like this. It's like when you get an illness right now, you actually have a fighting chance. Where in the 50s, you didn't have quite that fighting chance. There's a lot of doctors and nurses and everything that is committed to helping you have quality of life. And since 65 is now the Social Security age, is starting to stretch it because our longevity is starting to grow longer and longer. So the actual person is actually around, 90 or 100 before retirement really is happening. So I want to tell you this funny story as well, but I want to read what Stephen has to say. You're right. Let's see. You're right on today. Thank you, Stephen. I would love to share my story on how fitness saved my life in 1999. I'm 79. I have issues, but I still take care of 3 important areas: mental, physical, and spiritual. Just got back from swimming half a mile. Way to go. That is it. For me, I like to bike ride. Bike riding is everything to my body. And it actually is, according to therapists, super, super good for preventative everything. Like if we just rode our bikes every single day to where we wanted to go, we would have such incredible health. Robin says, you're such a great example of steps to take. Thank you for sharing, Stephen. Yep, I like that. We're all abundantly blessed. We just have to embrace it. Yes, we have to look at the opportunities that are out there. It's amazing that robots are replacing the surgeons due to technology. Yes, that is an interesting thing. And what I have found, Brandon, is that the data and the results show that there are 95% less insurance claims for mistakes via that, because it's being done by robotics. And back in the day, I can't remember, Robin, what's that thing where the doctor gets behind it and he's got the thing and he goes in and he, sews it up and does that, whatever those are. Those do really, really good, that type of surgery. And it was so high tech back then. But we have ways to prevent medicine. It's like, nobody likes a colonoscopy at 50, but I've done it. And if you haven't, you need to do it at least once. The preventative care is everything. Preventative care is everything. Now, if you've been ill, your body has probably been through something that has been traumatizing to it. I think chemotherapy would be traumatizing, and thank you, Lord, I've not had to experience that yet. Or at all, not even yet. Let's just not at all. And so what happens is when you get to the point where you're moving, you're exercising, you're walking, because I'm one of those people, and I have to remind myself that I need to move. I need to walk. I need to do things. My dog comes by every single day and it's like, hi, it's 2:00. It's time to go for a walk. And thank God she does that. And then sometimes I even get a bike ride in during the day, but on the weekends, I like to bike ride as well. But what I want to do is I don't want to make my fitness something that's another thing on my task, a list to do. I got to write this book, make sure this site's up, talk to this person, negotiate this deal, go work out. Then after that, I got to read this book over here and get this subject and editing done. I don't want that. I want my fun time to be exactly that, fun time. So you know what? It's like when you go swimming and you swim for a half mile, that is super fun. I love going with somebody. When I'm in the water, I like to play in the water and talk to people and have a great time and actually make it so it's fun time, downtime. Going out to recreate should be downtime. And the thing is, you don't want your mind to tell you you're old because you don't even know. Right now, the longevity line is moving in such a way that that they're moving it up to the average person in our age group is going to be 100. And we actually need us to stay here for a bit. During this tumultuous time in the world, believe it or not, we're going to be the most experienced and the most needed. We can be advisors, we can be strategists, we can be consultants, we can be anything to the generations that are coming up because they don't know how to deal with their feelings or what's happening to them. Insurance claims lesson is always a good thing. Yes, it is, Brandon. Stephen says, I understand how you feel about biking. I used to bike 25 miles a day. Dang. But had to quit because of my knees, need replaced. Once again, you are right on. Prevent it before you are too old to do anything about it. Remember, you will get old, but not older. Yes. And one of the things that I have found that has really helped me out, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Thank you, Robin. That's true. Brandon, at least 1 or 2 times in the next week, I'm going to take a walk with my brother in the woods, which is something I consider my relaxation time. Yes, there is nothing like a good forest hike. You're absolutely right. The forest hike is everything. It's so calming, and I love that. That's interesting, Stephen. Usually biking is exercise following knee replacement. Yes, that is a knee replacement. The reason I ride the bike is because it's easy on my knees. That's true. Karen says, I love the woods. It's my happy place. Me too. Love it, love it, love it. Robin says, of your knees need replaced. Gotcha. Oh, I see. They need replaced. So what happens when we get out in the world and we take the time and explore our longevity? Here's why it's so important. Everybody talks about having money, but they don't talk about where they're spending their money. And one of the biggest areas that we end up spending money is on food and medical. And a lot of times when we spend money on food, when we get the wrong type of food, we're going to end up spending money on medical as well. Those two things go hand in hand. So I want to let you know, the biggest bill I have in our house is food bill. And the food bill is because we buy organic, we make fresh juices, and it's still way less expensive than open heart surgery. And what happens when you eat produced foods or, foods that have been produced out of there, like Hot Pockets and things like that, is they lack the thing the body needs to maintain its well-being. So I really spend a lot of time looking at what I'm ingesting in my body. Now, I love pie and I love cookies and I love chocolate. But here's the thing. When I make those things, I want to just a whole thought. You guys are talking and I want to see what you're saying. Robert says, for my body, I like to walk every day to the stores and back. Yes. For my mind, I sit and do my drawings. Cool. By the way, I like your drawings very much. Brandon, it's between the woods and the beach for me. Yes. The beach and the woods. And that's what makes the Pac North really great, because the Pac Northwest is here's the woods and here's the ocean. They're just kind of packed together. I love that. Robert said Vicky's biggest bill is coffee. You might be right about that. And I want to let you know, I don't drink just any coffee. I don't go there, and I'm not a Starbucks thing. I drink one very specific coffee because it helps my mind and well-being. It helps my skin. It helps everything. My coffee drinking, we're going to talk about next week. I will show you what kind of coffee that I actually drink that does well for me. Beach is okay, and I'm a scuba diver. So in the woods or under the water, that's my girl. That was from Karen. She is a scuba diver. Brandon says money spent on food equal money spent on medical. Only if you get that. It's like, that's the thing. Medical bills can take you from being wealthy to broke in no time. No time, even with insurance. If it's long and it's a long illness, it's going to take some time to get better and well. And that's why walking or riding your bike is going to be quality of life. Now, let's see. Money, Robin is thumbs up. Direct correlation between food, the type of food you eat, and the well-being you have. That's true. I want to go back to the pie thing because I have done something that's so extraordinary. I'm using the ubiquitous I right now because it's not really me, but one of the things we do when we're at home and we want to have something sweet is we make our sweets at home. The reason being is because when you look at a pie recipe, you can cut the sugar in half completely or use maple syrup or honey or something else that's not so harmful for you, that's just as pleasing to the palate. So last week, I told you we had over a week ago, we had sweet potato pie at our house, and we also had pumpkin pie. But when we make our desserts, we don't load it up with the sugar that you can just buy in any dessert. When you make them at home, there's a point where you can control what type of sugar goes in your recipe and how much sugar goes in your recipe. And you can enjoy the pie, you can enjoy the cake, you can enjoy the cookie, and you're not poisoning yourself to the hilt. It's not that you don't have any pleasures in life. It's the type of pleasures you have that create your well-being and your longevity. And the reason we look after that is because cancer is love sugar. That's what I know. And so we kind of eat to prevent cancer. We have fruit, we have vegetables, we have meat, but we don't have a lot of processed foods. We don't have a lot of, pizzas in the oven. We cook whole foods and we eat whole foods. We're not Hamburger Helper. We're not a lot of Top Ramen or anything else like that. Everything is fresh food in our house. And I think that helps me a lot. And so one of the things that I want to look out for, it's the best of both worlds. Yes, it is. Thank you. Brandon says, Cafe Bustelo is my coffee of choice. I use Coffee Logic. That's my coffee of choice. And I'll talk about it later, but it helps me with my ADHD and helps me focus and multitask. Steven says, I used to love downhill skiing and believe in my mind, all I have to see is a mountain with snow and I can ski in my mind. Yes. I'm not big on the snow sports, but I do like snowshoeing, because when you snowshoe, you have those things on the bottom when you're going up, and you can go up this way without sliding back down. I'm not a very good skier. I got to be honest. I'm like one of those skiers that goes 3 feet and falls. I know Karen skis and Robin does cross country skiing, but I am a mountain biker and I like a full suspension bike so I can handle it going down. Whatever you do in your life, don't stop going outside to play, and know that the longevity economy, it's just like Oprah Winfrey said, 50 is the new 40, 40 is the new 30 because of medicine and longevity. So if you're 60, you're actually 50. If you're 80, you're actually 70. That longevity piece has gotten to the point where it's stretched that 10-year window for you. So you have quality of life. And what happens at this point is that what you put in your body is what's going to come out. And so here's what I do about the chocolate thing, because, man, I am a chocoholic big time. And I brought this out. I love Nutella. And I love Nutella just by itself. I'll eat it by itself. But usually what I like to do is dip an apple in it. And if I have chocolate, I just have a pure chocolate. I am not one of those people. I do not like that dark, bitter chocolate that, get that chocolate that's 70%. If all chocolate was 70%, I would hate chocolate. I wouldn't eat it. I love milk chocolate. But, one of the cool things, and I know you guys are going to say, this sounds terrible, but it's one of the best ways to keep your system moving and good. And that is, we chop up apple finely, and we chop up finely pieces of celery, and we mix peanut butter in it as a salad. And believe it or not, it is the most refreshing, yummy thing ever. You can also exchange sugar for agave nectar or honey to reduce sugar. Brandon, you are so correct. Those are two things we've used. In hot teas and coffee. Yeah, I'm so lucky. From the time I'm a little girl, I do not like sodas, never have. I have always loved coffee. And lucky for me, at about 16 years old, I discovered coffee without sugar, and I've never liked sugar in coffee. I don't like sweet drinks. I'm not like let's get a milkshake or it's soda. If I get a soda, I'll drink like this much of it, and I split it with somebody if I get a soda because I never can drink it. It's after a while, bleh. Karen says, I also use homemade no sugar applesauce. Yes, that is quite yummy. Stephen said, I had no control over getting cancer. And when I did, they gave me female hormones. And believe me, I now know what hot flashes are. A man that I can sympathize with, a guy with hot flashes. I feel you. With the hormones, I gained weight and got diabetes. Diabetes is no fun, but I am still here and still happy. Stephen, that is really something. That's like diabetes that's something that's really hard to manage. And wow. Hot flashes, they are a bit of hell, aren't they? Brandon says, I'm cutting out sodas. Oh gosh. Yeah. To me, they taste weird. It's syrupy bubbles, and I don't like it. I've never liked it. And I'm so glad I don't either, because I guess soda is not really great for you. I do love yogurt, but I love yogurt plain. I cannot stand sugary yogurt. There's only some sugars I like. There's a lot of sugars I don't. I don't like sugary. I don't like over sugary anything. Not big on donuts, not big on sugary yogurts, not big on sweet drinks. I don't like honey in my coffee, or I like coffee to just have that kind of bitter edge. I love that. I do not like the taste of alcohol either. I can't stand the taste of beer. I'm so fortunate. I have never thought of that. Well, that's good. I'm not sure what you haven't thought of, but thank you. I'll have to try that. Thank you for a great show. You're special, Stephen. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Sounds like you're doing all the right things and you have a great attitude. Yes, he does. He has a great attitude. So here's what I want to say. Longevity is happening. And even if you said to yourself, I wish God would take me now, he's probably not. You're probably going to live much longer than you want. And the quality of life by which you have is going to even get greater as we move into this new era of technology. It's the same thing. It's like, AI is helping us do this. Well, this medical technology is helping us live longer, live stronger, live better. I mean, right now, people can get their knees replaced. Come on, think about that. People can get their knees replaced. In the 1900s, you just suffered. That's what you did. And so right now we have painkillers and technologies and things that are coming out that are going to extend your life. So instead of saying or thinking my life's going to be like my grandparents, it's not. It's going to be way more fun, way more fitness driven. There's so many things you can do right now. The best thing you can do is eat well and go for a walk or a bike ride or a swim. And I think swimming is a great way to recreate. It's like one of my favorite ways, by the way, Stephen. Brandon says, I'm trying to find an accountability partner. Ooh, maybe there's one in the Smart Life Club if you put a message up there. My wife is painting candy. Well, that's good. That's what you could do instead of eat it, is paint it. Brandon said, God has a plan for us as we get further into the future. Yes. And here's what I want you to know. Right now, young people need you more than they know. Young people need you more than they know. And if you have grandkids, know this. Out of everyone in your family line, your grandkids get you the least and need you the most. You only have a certain amount of time with them before you pass away. And they know that they get the least amount of time with you right now. Give them everything that you can. The knowledge, the time, the spirituality, everything. Your kids have had you since, I don't know, probably you were in your 20s. And they've had you for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Your grandkids may not have had you till you're 50 or older than 50. And they only get you for a little bit amount of time. And you don't know how much time that is. They're going to need you most. You are the last thing that child has between before the internet was here and after the internet was here. You're the last bastion of what they get to learn. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow. This has been the Smart Life Club. I'm Vicki Helm. Remember, do me a favor. If you've liked this, put in and get a watch party started. And if you're on YouTube, please smash the like button. Mwah! I'll see you tomorrow on the Coffee Break Show. I'm Vicki Helm. See you later. Bye.